Go ahead, Dr. Berner.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Berner. I'm the Director for the Mid-Career Development in Clinical Translational Science, or the KL2 program. And today we are hosting a session walking through the application portal. So we use a different application portal than you may have used for other grants or career development awards that you may have applied for. And we wanted an opportunity for you to look at it with us. We'll talk through different components of it and then continue. If you have any questions about the program, about the supports provided or the curriculum or what we expect from it, I'm happy to talk with everyone about those as well. All right, so our plan is just to make sure you know the application updates, that we walk through the application portal, and then just have some time for questions and answers as needed. So I'll let Jeannie take this one.
So you can find important dates on the SCCTSI KL2 webpage.
I forgot to introduce you. I'm the worst. So this is Jeannie Chekhov. She's our program manager and is the expert in the program, the technical components of it. And I'm so sorry. I was like, Jeannie, start talking, but didn't say who you were. And you've probably communicated with her by email already if you're interested in the program. And if not, please do. She's always open to answering questions and making sure that you have all the information you need.
Thank you, Dr. Brenner. So you'll find a lot of the important dates on the SCCTSI KL2 webpage. Letters of intent are due August 7th. Applications are, application portal is already live and available as of June 1st, and will continue to be available until August 28th. So after that, we have a review period from September through October. Interview notifications will go out sometime between October 19th and October 23rd. We are currently trying to find dates and times with all the internal review committee members. So we will be updating interview dates by mid-July. So expect to get another email, or please come back to the SCCTSI KL2 webpage for more information at that time with regards to applicant interview dates. Once we have the interview dates, we will send out notifications by December 4th. And then we are also scheduling awardee orientation right before Christmas break. So that will also be scheduled by mid-July. And then the program starts April 1st. Anybody have questions about this by any chance? All righty. We have one more info session scheduled for July 14th. This info session will be posted hopefully by the end of the week or the beginning of next week. Info session 1 and 2 are exactly the same, so that's already been posted on the SCCTSI KL2 webpage. Dr. Berner, did you want to?
No, we just hope to continue to see you there, but we also will have them posted in case your schedule doesn't allow you to attend at those times. And if you have any questions after this session or viewing any of the other ones, please feel free to reach out to us by email, and we'll make sure that you get an answer, or we can set up a time to talk through anything additional you want to talk about.
Great. So we'll go over the application portal via the PowerPoint slide set, and then we'll go through a live demonstration. Once you get to the application info ready application portal, you'll be asked to log in or create a new account. Pretty self-explanatory, very easy. Once you are in, you click apply, and then you will be able to look at the details. Click on the buttons, the detail button in the right-hand corner. And all the information there, supporting documents you see that are also listed on the KL2 webpage are also available here. So easy access, so you don't have to go back and forth between the two websites. Then you may click on My Application button and all the fields will pop up for the application. So you will see that the first section will be about personal details. So some of the information about personal details will include your name, professional title, department information, contact info, ERA Commons ID, demographic information, primary mentor and co-mentor information. Pretty standard, right? The next section of the application is application details, which include your research title, translational priorities, IRB approval status, which is we just want to know if you've started IRB submission. If not, that doesn't prevent you from applying or make you ineligible. We just want to know where you stand. This is more for post-award uh, information, really. Financial information with regards to your annual salary and percent effort. If you are going to be requesting 50% for surgeons or 75% effort. Once again, this is all for internal use. Um, Now we go to the sections of where you need to upload certain files. If you had previously submitted an application, we request that you submit a response to critiques, a one-page document only, and then letters of recommendation. The next item to be uploaded is proposed mentoring plan. This includes career development, goals, research project, extramural funding, manuscript meeting, presentation timelines, as well as the next section would be proposed education plan.
And this is where I'll step in to talk about these documents briefly. So these are modeled after career development awards that you might apply to from federal funding sources or from foundation grants, but shorter versions, basically. This is not a full 12-page, individual K application. This should really hit the highlights and focus on what you need to transition towards, your own independent awards, whether that's an individual K award, an individual R-level award, or something equivalent to that. And so when you look at these, sometimes they feel like, oh, I'm preparing a whole K award, but the idea is not that you're preparing a whole K award, but you're showing that you've had some mentorship and some discussions about what the directions you'll need to take to get to that next step are. And so one thing that frequently trips people up is this one-page outline and timeline of benchmarks for your research project, right? And really keeping everything that short. We really anticipate that your projects will continue to develop as you, participate in the program, and this should be, a short time frame research aims. This should not be like a 5-aim research study.
And then the next section is your proposed research plan, which includes your personal statement, abstract, specific aims, research strategy, preliminary data, and cited literature. Any comments, Dr. Berner?
I think it's the same, outside of the specific aims of up to one page, we're not asking for full, federal level award preparation here. We're a federal hub, right? This is an institutionally administered award, really focused for people who would benefit from the curriculum and the support that's offered through this institutional award. So making sure that, both in the education plan on the prior page and then also, through these components, that it's clear why this institutional K award would support you in taking the next steps in your career.
So once you've gone through the entire application, you just scroll all the way down, and you have the option to save as a draft or submit application. So it's very easy. It's not meant to be very complicated. Please note that once you've submitted your application, you are not permitted to have the your application returned to you. So if there are any additional changes to your application, you will need to send those to me in order to upload them on the back end for you. Okay.
So I think that that's a really important thing to remember, right? Because especially, make sure that you save as a draft until you've really reviewed every document, that you're prepared to have it submitted. These are internally submitted. These aren't typically things that are submitted through the Contracts and Grants Office. And so this is, with you to make sure that you're ready for your documents to go in.
Oops. So we'll go ahead and start the live demonstration. Share second. Is everybody, go ahead, Christine.
Yes, just a quick question. This applies to the end of August deadline after the letter of intent is emailed, right? If I understand correctly.
Yeah, the letter of intent is emailed directly to me, and I share it with the rest of the group.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. It's not part of the application. It makes it a little bit harder once we do that. It becomes a little bit more tedious, so I don't use that option in the application portal. Everybody able to see my screen? Great. So as you can see, if you go to the inforeadyfor.com web page, you can click apply or you can click and log in. If you click apply here, it'll ask you to log in. So I will go ahead and log in. So it will go ahead and take you directly to your application, and you will see that you can click on the details, which as in the presentation, you have all your items here where you can look at reviewer orientation, application checklist, signature page, or application guidelines. So all the documents are here. You may click on them and download them directly. You may go back up to the right-hand corner and click apply. And this is where your personal detail information pops up. And it's all on one screen, so all you have to do is keep scrolling down to complete the information. As you can see, application details, post title, translational priorities, IRB information, uploading your files. Simply upload one PDF per section. Mentoring plan, education plan, research plan. Your bio sketch. I received a question today, what format? And a common format is just fine for us. Your CV, if you want to upload your CV, if you could be your USC formatted CV, that would be greatly appreciated. And then your signature page. And then once again, save as draft or submit application. Any questions?
So common questions I've received before is, why do we ask for a letter of intent? So the big reason we do that, and we want to make sure that we're getting external reviewers that have some expertise in your scientific area. The CTSI leadership locally from the whole institute, as well as the K program, review all the applications. And, we have a great idea of like strong mentorship plans and education plans, but your specific scientific expertise might be outside of our expertise. And so we do want to make sure that we have reviewers that understand your specific science. And so that extra lead time of getting a letter of intent in is really helpful. So the more you can put in your letter of intent about your topic area and some specifics on the methods that you're using, means that we can find the reviewers that can provide, real expert level review of the scientific content in addition to the educational and mentorship plans that you submit. And sometimes it's complicated, right? To find reviewers who don't already, aren't already in your lab or, close collaborators with you already. And so that extra time really helps us make sure that we're getting those people. And we reach out across, the CTSA consortium across the country, especially on the West Coast, to find some of these people, as well as, our large group of alumni from the program and former mentors from the program as well.
And just note that I may reach back out to you in September again as I go through many reviewers. I mean, there's sometimes I go up to, 15, 20 reviewers and, asking, and they're not available, that
Sure. It's not available, or sometimes they realize
conflict of interest as
conflict of
well.
interest is a big issue as well. So, Christina?
Yeah, there are no issues with main mentor being the chair of the department.
So there's not necessarily an issue, and this is a good question about mentors generally. So, I as the KL2 director and someone who reviews the applications, I can't say, oh, that's a good mentor or not, right? But I can tell you the characteristics of who good mentors are. We expect you to have a mentorship team, right? That you're getting support from more than one person. We'd say one mentor is not enough and four is too many. So that leaves you kind of a sweet spot of people that you're able to integrate their advice and their expertise and manage just contact with that many people, right? If you have 10 people listed as mentors or key advisors, that's your whole week just meeting with those people, right? You'll never get any of your individual training or your own research done. Mentors who are very well established can sometimes have a lot of administrative commitments. And so it's not necessarily bad to have a mentor that's very accomplished or very busy, but we would want to see that they've made a clear commitment to frequency of meeting with you, and know you well, right? We don't, it doesn't benefit you to put a mentor on your project who isn't actually committed to your success, right? Like that will be clear in other ways through your application, and that's not going to help you succeed. Like, this is a pretty rigorous 3-year program. There's some core coursework that people take in their first year. Most people complete the master's after that because everybody applying to our program is, can I say nerds? I'm going to say nerds. Everyone applying to our program is kind of a nerd. And, there's other topics and other courses and things that you want to learn, and so most people do end up completing the master's program as well. In addition to other trainings that we're doing in terms of your, team science skills, your team leadership skills, professional coaching for executive level skills, the writing accountability groups that we put together to help keep people on track, the grant writing courses that people take as they're preparing their next, award. There's a lot going on. And so, we really want to know that you're not also struggling to meet with your primary mentor about your research progress.
And please remember, as a mentor, they're required to show up to work in progress.
Yes, yeah.
Certain things that they need to attend, right? And so if they're constantly missing work in progress or annual review meetings that we have at the end of each year, then,
Yeah, so outside of their commitment to you, what we generally ask of mentors is that they're available for 2 half-day work in progress meetings with all of the scholars, right? So all 3 years of scholars will present their work to provide feedback to that, and then to participate in a mentor forum afterwards where we talk about how the program is going, how we can support them as mentors, and issues they've noticed that maybe scholars aren't comfortable directly broaching with us. We also expect them to support you in developing your individual development plan that gets updated annually, and then to do a half-hour meeting with us and you to review your progress and how things have been going over the year and what we can all do together to support you in your growth. And then also they need to complete mentor training. So the CTSI offers mentor training, which is 6 total hours over a year. You can complete it in 1 semester or over 2 semesters. And that's offered virtually, so they don't have to go in person to the site. But we do expect mentors to get some formal mentor training or to clear with us the other mentor training that they've done, right? If they've recently completed some other formal mentor training program, as long as we can review the topics that are covered and we're sure that that's going to support you as scholars, like we'll accept that in lieu of that. But those are, outside of those program commitments, it really is the meeting with the scholars in the program and making sure that they're staying on track, that they get support for the barriers that come up, and that, you have that scientific expert to help you move forward with your work. We do ask when you, for people who are applying to the program, if you're selected for an interview, your mentor attends the interview with you. But you'll have warning on that. That won't be, a last minute ask.
And sorry, without raising my hand, those are for, if say there's 3 mentors, that sort of applies equally to all of them, or more so to the main mentor?
The main mentor, you're welcome to bring all of them, but the main mentor, the main, kind of primary identified person is who needs to come.
Thank you.
And we'll have those dates posted probably mid-July. We're waiting on me and the other co-director to be in the same room at the same time to figure out some times for that. So,
and just to have the right conversation with the co-mentors who are additional, they do you have to do the same requirements in training and attendance, or it falls mainly on them?
So we ask that you have a mentor attend. So sometimes you're, we've had primary mentors that have, gone on parental leave. Like obviously we don't expect people to be attending from the labor and delivery bed. And so they may ask one of the co-mentors to attend the works in progress session for them, or occasionally the annual review meeting if it happens to fall. I think we had a mentor that was on sabbatical, a half-year sabbatical. So they sent one of the co-mentors to the annual progress review meeting for that scholar. And that's fine. We just need to make sure that there's a plan for support.
Right.
This is a mentored award, not an individual figure it out yourself award. So
that's good. Yeah. But it's good that there's shared flexibility, because getting 3 of them in the same room or 2 of them.
Well, and I think that can, it should happen, right? And maybe not every but also throwing in the scheduling conflicts for the CTSI directors can make it complicated.
Thank you.
I have a logistical question, if that's okay. If I am to be starting like a 3-year fellowship at CHLA and we're looking to apply, would I have to apply like at the start of this fellowship, or could I apply a year into it, not knowing what my employment will be the last year of this program?
So our KL2 program is structured for faculty appointments. And so it depends on how your fellowship is structured. Some of them are structured as, a faculty appointment with additional training. But if you're still in a trainee role through CHLA and don't have a faculty appointment yet, that doesn't meet the criteria that's been established for our hub with the NIH.
Gotcha. So it would have to be, just looking into that and seeing like what the faculty appointment role and when that could be figured out to apply. Okay, right. That's perfect.
And so people who are currently fellows are eligible to apply, but you have to have a faculty role by April 1st, which is our anticipated start date. There is always the NIH has been the NIH lately, and so that date might move back a month or 2, but we're anticipating funding for April 1st, 2027.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Thank you.
And make sure that your department chair, division chair states that your appointment will start on whatever date, but definitely before the appointment date.
Even if it's not
the faculty.
And I think something that would be really strong if you were applying as a fellow and looking to apply for when you first start as faculty is that the faculty appointment process has already started, right? Because it isn't a fast process. It takes months for people to get hired into academic jobs. And so making sure that your chair, department, division support letter, states that this process has already begun for you would be a very strong part of that letter.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, as opposed to a conditional appointment. Like if you get this award, you will be appointed as faculty. Like that makes it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It would make it really like so that you got appointed in time. And so not saying what anybody has to do, we're not allowed to do that, but we can say in general, that's considered a stronger application from a postdoc fellow.